manners matter. My manners matter.
I'll show respect, be polite and be thoughtful.
My manners matter. My manners matter. My manners matter. My manners matter.
I'll show respect, be polite and be thoughtful.
My manners matter. My manners matter. My manners matter. My manners matter.
Hello, dear listener. This is Everyday Manners with Lady Franca on Hallmark Radio. Greetings from Orax Consult, a place that prides itself of providing finishing touch for children, youths, and business professionals. At Everyday Manners, we aim at character refinement through etiquette and social skills for a better version of ourselves. Yes, we learn every day, and it's said that the day we stop learning, we stop growing. As technology keeps evolving, we have to keep learning to adapt successfully, while at the same time being conscious of one important aspect of our lives, our behavior, which includes how we interact with one another. Remember, behavior differentiates humans from animals. I have a story for you. A president of a renowned organization had cause to put a call through to his company using a friend's phone. The receptionist was so nasty when she picked the call, but as soon as she realized who the caller was, she immediately became respectful and polite. This made the president wonder how his clients are being treated on the phone. Oh, I'm sure some of us can relate to this story. Yes, this era of the use of technology for communication has made people forget how to really treat people. Aaron Goldman says, "Communicate unto the other person that which you would want him to communicate unto you if your positions were reversed." Now this reminds me of the golden rule which states, treat others the way you would like to be treated. And everyone loves to be treated with respect, politeness, kindness, and consideration, to mention but a few, whether it be in person, online, or through the phone. So, today's lesson on everyday manners is phone etiquette. So, let's take a look at some phone etiquette tips to help us better get along with one another in this society. Let's learn to treat people with respect when using the phone. Let's not say because we cannot see the person we are talking with, then we address them as we like. No, let's learn to respect people while using the phone, whether big or small. Once you pick up the phone, say a polite greeting. I have heard people pick up phones and you're hearing statements like, "Who is this? What? Huh? Yeah?" Let's avoid that. Just be polite. Hello. Good morning. Who is on the line? Please, who am I speaking with? Just be polite. And if the call is for someone else, politely ask for the caller's ID. Quietly take the phone to whom the call is meant for. And remember to gently cover the receiver. And please do not yell while on the phone. I've heard people making conversation on the phone, and you can practically follow their conversation. They are speaking on top of their voices as though they are communicating with everybody around them. No, Speak quietly on the phone. The person on the other end will definitely hear you. Remember, it's perfectly all right to take calls at your convenient time, but be mindful of the feelings of the caller. This means you don't have to jump at every call that comes through. When you're busy, you don't have to take the call. It's all right to defer the call till a later time. End phone calls politely. For example, you can say, "Thanks for the call. I truly appreciate it. Bye-bye." Ending a call abruptly is rude. You make the person on the other end wonder whether he or she has offended you. So learn to end calls politely. Do not distract or talk to people while they are on a call, except on emergency. Interrupting is a rude behavior. And do not eavesdrop on private conversations. Respect other people's privacy. And this includes picking up someone else's phone and going through his personal messages. It's rude to do that. Yes, stay tuned and we'll be back for more.
Orax Consult. We groom children, youth, and business professionals in the areas of etiquette, social skills, public speaking, diction, and phonics. Tune in today on Everyday Manners with Lady Franca on Hallmark Radio. Finish in touch for a better version of you.
Everyday Manners with Lady Franca on Hallmark Radio. Adding finishing touch for a better version of you.
Welcome back to Everyday Manners. Let's take some phone safety tips now. For safety, do not give out your last name unless you know the caller from the caller ID when you receive a call. Should someone call your number by mistake, simply say, "I am sorry, you have the wrong number," and hang up. And should a caller say, "What number am I calling? Who is this? What's your name?" Simply reply, "May I know what number you are trying to call?" Or, "Who are you trying to call, please?" Then respond, "I am sorry, you have dialed wrongly," and hang up. I repeat, hang up. Even if you know the person the stranger is trying to call, do not give out the person's details until you have confirmed with that person if it is okay to do so. This is safety here. Never go into a conversation with a stranger over the phone. Use common sense. And when you miss a call, unless you know the number on the caller ID, you don't have to return the call. It could have just been a wrong number. If the call is important, the caller will repeat the call. Never give out any personal information to a stranger over the phone. Your name, phone number, address. Never give those out to strangers over the phone. Now let's take a look at more tips for mobile communication. Mind you, same rules apply when using the internet. It's impolite to chat with other friends and ignore the people you are currently with. Let that sink in. It's impolite, it is rude to ignore the people that are around you presently and you are chatting with someone somewhere far. It's rude to do that. Do not text or chat when spending time with family, or when in class, or attending a school activity or any important activity at all. It's rude to do that. Don't chat or use the phone while at a meal. Yes, be mindful of the people around you and keep the phone away. Note that abbreviated speech and slangs are okay when text messaging or chatting with peers, but they are not proper in everyday speech making or writing. Endeavor to always communicate using grammatically correct English. When you send a text message to people, do not expect an immediate response, so don't get upset when they do not respond immediately. Instead, make a voice call or speak face to face with the person. If it's very important, make a call. Remember, the recipient has a right of when to answer his call or respond to your message. So if it's very important, put a call through. People are not obligated to immediately stop whatever they are doing just to respond to your text message. Do not conduct important business or sensitive issues via text messages. Things like quitting a job, breakups, response to a formal invitation, delivering bad news, etc. All of these require a more formal method of communication. Hey, and do not text using all capital letters. It's like shouting or screaming, and it is rude to do so. Do not stay up past bedtime and lose sleep, texting or chatting on the phone. This will make you feel awful and crabby during the day. It can also affect your focus at school or at work. For the young people, let's dwell on this a little while longer. Yes, avoid late night calls, especially between people of the opposite sex. It's simply inappropriate. But of course, except it's with people in different time zones. But in general, avoid that. Late night calls. There was a time that a young friend of mine stayed over at my house for a while, and I noticed that most nights, 12 a.m., 12 midnight, 1, 2, 3 a.m., she's up, making calls, talking on the phone. So I got to ask her what that was all about. And she explained to me that at work, she is a salesperson, and this man calls her at night to discuss business. And that the man claims that's the time he is available to discuss with her. And I told her that man is interested in buying nothing but you. Yes, that is the bitter truth. You can't do business at that time. No, don't do that. On the other hand, why would a young man keep a young lady awake in the dead of night, chatting with her, and pretend that he cares about her? Yes, I call it pretense. Remember, etiquette is about proper and polite behavior. The proper thing to be doing at that time of night is to sleep. And the polite thing for you to do is to respect your body and be asleep. Let your body rest. Remember that the next day you've got work, you've got school, you've got your business to run, and probably lots of other things lined up. So, anyone that won't recognize and respect that doesn't really care. Young lady, wisen up. And young man, be a gentleman indeed. Yes, let's manage our cell phone use. Prioritize your responsibilities and don't let the cell phone dictate how you spend your time. Be the master of your phone and not a slave to it. And with this, we have come to the end of today's session at Everyday Manners with Lady Franca on Hallmark Radio.
My manners matter. My manners matter. My manners matter. My manners matter.
I'll show respect, be polite, and be thoughtful.
My manners matter. My manners matter. My manners matter. My manners